I'm gonna post up today and talk about my 1960 Chevy Impala. And it came clean. The way you see it, it's just clean, you know. I did add the rocket skirts, the cruiser skirts.
Motherfucker, I'm from the SMG. I always carry the scrap board.
I added the Continental kit. That's a spare tire kit in the back. I did have some mechanical issues with the vehicle. Had some oil leaks and transmission fluid leaking, and I had to put a new radiator. You know, I had to do some stuff to the car to get it running right. But that being said, you know, I did my favorite thing to the vehicle, which is put the beat inside of it. You know, all my cars since I've been growing up, since a kid, all have beat. And my homies can attest to that, you know. They would always say, man, we know when it's you coming, man, because we could hear you coming down Delaware all the way from Cloverfield. And I'm talking about these cats are on like 16th Street, 17th Street telling me this. So I did add the 12-inch woofers, JL Audio. I got 3 amps, all JL Audio. In the inside, I got 4 JL Audio 6x9s in the back. That Santa Monica placard that my homeboy gifted me. JL Audio 5s, I believe. Some more JL Audio 6x9s inside that vent. I have this console custom built. I got an Alpine. Got the epicenter inside this console. The video is not really about the Impala, you know what I mean? It's just to express some things I'm thinking about. I'm just using it as a landmark to analyze portions of my life, to look at things in my past growing up and things of that nature. I'm just using the car as an angle.
Can't get enough of that Santa gang, Santa gang, Santa gang. Can't get enough of that Santa gang that makes you do the croak. Can't get enough of that Santa gang, Santa gang, Santa gang. Can't get enough of that Santa gang that makes you.
So when I first got this vehicle, I wanted to go for a spin around the block, you know? Cruise through the hood in my new Impala. None of the lights inside the vehicle worked, so it was really dark in there. It was already dark out. Like a sadness struck me. Instead of being, you know, upbeat and like happy that I just got me a new whip, it actually made me sad, you know, because ever since my teenage years growing up, I've been a little hustler, so I always had fresh whips, you know. And every time I busted out something new, any block I turned around here, any block around the hood, there was always a multitude of homies hanging out in the corners. And when they would see me come through, you know, them fools would show me love, you know. They would like, check out Diablo's new whip. What's up, dog? Let's roll. They'll jump in there, we'd be rolling, you know. But in this day and age, you know, the streets are different, man, you know. A lot of lives been took, a lot of homies incarcerated, you know. So really, I'm rolling down them blocks like just looking for ghosts, you know, to acknowledge me, to show me some love. But, you know, there is not there, man, you know, that was a whole thing. But I remember growing up, man, when I was a youngster, I always had badass whips. You know, I remember when I got my first Cadillac. It was a 79 Coupe de Ville, 78 Coupe de Ville actually. And it was actually almost the same color as this one. I bought it from a graveyard, you know, steel bill. And I remember I had that motherfucker parked on my block, and my mother was on the phone talking with my aunt, you know. She had a window where she's washing dishes and looking out the window while she's washing dishes and talking with my aunt. And I told my mom, I said, Amá, miras ese carro que está ahí? Está bonito, ¿verdad? And my mom was like, sí, mira, está muy bonito ese carro. And I was like, I said, ese es mío, mamá, es mi carro. And my mother was like, estás loco. She told my aunt, this motherfucker's saying that, you know, this badass car on the block is his. You know, because mind you, I was like 15, 16 years old, you know. But I was already doing my thing out there. I said, okay, I'm out. You don't believe me? No me crees? Okay, you're gonna see me walk out the door, jump in that car, and bone out, you know? And sure enough, she's like, this man, she didn't pay me no mind. So I went, got in the car, and rolled out, you know, in my Coupe de Ville on laces, 1978 Cadillac Coupe de Ville Lowrider. And when I came back later on that night, my mom said, where's that car you stole? Don't park it around here. I said, Mom, I didn't steal it, that's mine. So I hit her with one of those shots, but you know, we hustlers, we gang members, we get ours from the dirt, you know. Looking back on it, you know, it's kind of sad to think of all the lives that have been lost. You know, all the homies locked up, you know, or lost their mind behind that shit, you know. But I got my first Cadillac Coupe de Ville from the dirt, you know. I was like selling rocks like 14, 15 years old, hustling, you know. So I guess the moral of the story is that, you know, we like to come up and have fresh shit, but material things can't fill that hole in your heart. Like I said, when I first got out, I was looking for ghosts all around the neighborhood. I ran into one homie at the library, a homie I hadn't seen in years because I was locked up for like 10. I said, what you doing out here, man? Because he seemed to have all his belongings with him. He said, I'm on the street. And to my amazement, his mind was gone. And at this point, I'm trying to find myself. You know, it was a different ball game when we were hanging out on the stair steps in this alley selling rocks and bumping the ghetto blaster all night long, getting high. You know, the dynamics have changed now. There's no going back to that. I can't recreate those times. We got to do our best now. And if you have some loved ones that love you, take care of them. And I'm out.
Fool, you don't wanna fuck with me? Motherfucker, I'm from the SMG. I always carry a scrap or a gat, motherfucker. I'll pull your cat. You don't wanna fuck with me cause I'm rolling like a champ, man. I got all the hoes cause I'm got it like that, motherfucker. Now you wanna get jealous like a punk ass trucker. Hit the road, punk ass hoe. Motherfucker, I don't need you no more. I'm from the SM17 gang. Santa Monica, 7 and I'm looking mighty clean. In the motherfucking Escalade. That's it, got it made. Smoking Sherman lemonade. Motherfucker, I don't go to work.